Hello buddy, thanks for tuning into today's video. We're doing the weekend forecast today, having a detailed look at the weather for the next 7 days across the British Isles. For a go on video, I just want to talk about the advertising. There'll usually be a video ad overlay my weather videos at GazWebBiz.com. Please play those videos, you'll be supporting GazWebBiz.com by doing that. Also want to mention the websites I'm using in the video. We've got the radar picture from the Met Office, we've got the charts from weathercentral.de and from the weatheroutlook.com. All three of those websites can be found on my links page, so please click through to the links page and see the websites for yourself. So we're going to start off with the Met Office radar picture, and this was the radar picture earlier this morning. We was tracking this area of quite heavy showery rain through northern England down in towards the Midlands. If we run through to the latest sequence, we can see that that rain is beginning to push now onto the east side. It'll be moving out of the way into the North Sea through the course of this afternoon. Then we've got these heavy showers around these western coasts. Some of these will penetrate inland, but really this afternoon I think we're looking at a lot of dry weather, many central and eastern parts of the country. Once we get rid of this showery rain in the northeast and through in towards Lincolnshire and East Anglia, it'll be mainly dry I think then in the east, although some of these showers in the west could penetrate through. So this is the pressure setup for today. We've got this area of low pressure here out to the west of Ireland, really driving the weather. Quite tightly packed isobars coming in from the west, so showers being driven onto this western side. And as I say, one or two of those will penetrate inland this afternoon. But really we're looking at a fair amount of dry weather for central and eastern parts of the country this afternoon with some sunny spells. But there will be showers in the west, and one or two of those could be quite heavy. Now, it's going to be quite chilly today with temperatures ranging from around 4 to 9 or 10 Celsius. 10 is 50 Fahrenheit. Big question mark about tonight and going into tomorrow. Models want to bring up a secondary area of low pressure from the south. Now this latest run of the GFS model, the 6 o'clock run, actually just brings up a trough into this southeastern part of the country, restricting the rain to the southeast. But other models are going for a much more widespread and heavier rain event across much of England and Wales. I think we'll go with that for the time being, but with the caveat that this rain could get limited further east once we get through to the evening runs of the models. But in any case, we're looking at mainly dry weather for the first half of the night. It'll become quite cold as well, with those temperatures dipping down well in towards single figures in the south, 5, 6, 7. In the north, we're looking at a frost really from northern England northwards, with temperatures as low as -2, -3 perhaps, some parts of Scotland. So really will be quite decent for bonfires tonight. There will be those showers in the west, but a lot of dry weather this evening. If you're having a bonfire and firework party, doesn't look too bad at all. But later on in the night we'll start to bring heavy rain up into the south, and as I said, there is question marks about how far north and west that's going to get. But let's say that much of England and Wales will be turning wet by the end of the night. So temperatures consequently lift up, but it'll still be quite cold even by the end of the night in the south. And then we've got that uncertainty about the rain tomorrow. Could be an absolute washout across England and Wales with some really heavy and persistent rain, particularly in the morning, if anything moving away to the east in the afternoon. But that rain, as I say, could be restricted to East Anglia, the East Midlands and South Eastern parts of England. So very uncertain about this, and I may even do a video this evening just to update you on the latest on this rain event. So that rain might turn a bit wintry over the Welsh mountains if it gets that far west, and perhaps over the Staffordshire moorlands as well. We could see a few flakes of snow being mixed in. Further north through northern England, Scotland, a lot of fine weather really, with some fairly decent sunny spells, though there'll still be the showers around these western and northwestern coasts. Temperatures tomorrow will be very, very cold under that persistent and heavy, maybe in torrential rain. Perhaps not getting much higher than 3, 4 or 5 degrees under that persistent rain, so really cold and raw excuse me, under the persistent rain. But otherwise we're looking at temperatures of around 7, 8 or 9, so quite chilly, and the temperatures will lift up as that rain clears away. Now things get much more simpler as we go in towards Monday. We take that trough away to the east, building a ridge in from the west, so any last remaining vestiges of the rain across East Anglia, South East England first thing on Monday morning will be clearing away, and then we're into this straightforward north to northwesterly wind. A lot of fine and dry weather with good sunny spells. Still some showers left around these coastal fringes, but really plenty of dry weather with good sunshine on Monday. Temperatures will be cold though, at just 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 degrees. And as it gets dark, and this is main night for bonfires, of course, as it gets dark, it'll be mainly dry and fine with a clear spell, but it'll turn very cold with a frost setting in across many parts of the country through the course of the evening and the night. Now beyond this, the temperature is going to start lifting up, and the reason is that we're going to bring in more of a westerly wind here across the Atlantic, feeding in to the British Isles. We start Tuesday on a cold note though, with a widespread frost, but then it turns cloudy and damp with outbreaks of rain through Scotland, Northern Ireland, maybe coming down into northern England eventually, but perhaps perversely, the temperatures will be lifting up to around 11 or 12 degrees, whereas England and Wales still remains cold to 7 or 8 after that widespread frost. We're all into that mild run of westerly winds, or milder run of westerly winds, as we go into Wednesday, bringing a weather front down across the country. So you've got to have cloud and outbreaks of rain really spreading down from Scotland, Northern England, in towards Wales and the Midlands through the course of the day, with cooler, fresher, showery weather following to Scotland, and southern and southeastern parts of England and Wales remaining mainly dry, but will be quite cloudy. Temperatures lifting up, so up to around 11, 12 degrees for many parts of the country, though turning a little cooler for Scotland. A bit of a ridge of high pressure here on Thursday. Actually, Thursday is looking like a very nice day with good sunny spells, mainly dry weather, and very mild potentially, with maybe temperatures up to around 13, 14 degrees. 14 is 57 Fahrenheit, so a lovely mild autumnal day on Thursday, but it all goes downhill again on Friday with this next area of low pressure feeding in, and will be bringing strong winds and heavy rain into the north and west of the country, gradually moving southwards and eastwards. Still mild in the southeast, up to around 12 or 13 degrees, but turning cooler behind that heavy band of rain for Scotland and Northern Ireland. Temperatures just 7 or 8 degrees. As we go into the weekend, it remains very unsettled really, with low pressure around the country, where a front may become slow moving here across central eastern parts of the country. It could be very wet next weekend in the east, with cooler, showery weather in the west, but that's quite uncertain, and don't take that seriously. Finally, have a look at the charts from the Weather Outlook. This is the chart for today. We've got these showery bits and pieces of rain, or showers I should say, in the west. The last of the showery rain in the east will be clearing away into the North Sea quite quickly, and then we're looking at a fair amount of sunny weather in the east this afternoon. Now as we go into tomorrow, we're looking at the heavy rain coming into the south and the southeast, but just how far that rain gets into this southeastern corner, very uncertain as we go through the night. There's the rain coming up from the south, but how far that north and west that rain gets, uncertain, but there is potential for a really wet day tomorrow across England and Wales. But in any case, by Monday that will all be out of the way, and we're looking at a nice day on Monday with good sunny spells, mainly dry weather as well. It will be quite cold though. Still cold across England and Wales on Tuesday, rain coming into Scotland with the temperatures lifting up. All areas having a nice day on Wednesday. It will be milder, but the rain's coming down from the north. Still a fair amount of dry weather though for central southern parts of England, where that rain coming down from the north. A nice day on Thursday, and then as we go in towards Friday, we're looking at heavy rain coming in from the west on a strong southerly wind, but it's still quite mild away from the northwest. So, in summary, it looks as though we're going to have some pretty unsettled weather coming up in the next few days, and quite cold as well. Could be very wet across England and Wales tomorrow. Showery then, really, for the next 2 or 3 days, and cold. But from Tuesday onwards, those temperatures lift up. It turns mainly dry, although we'll have a band of rain coming down midweek, but it probably turns light and patchy. Then back to very wet weather by Friday. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.